Hi, it's Dr. Diana, and welcome to my God, Thursday night, staying sane through the holidays. And this is going to be a really crazy time because, as we know, we're trying to do 5 million things at one time. I am going to get my lights on out here so you can see me better. But basically, what it is life is getting really complicated, right? We got the holidays coming up. Halloween just happened. And now we have Thanksgiving right around the corner. So please join me if you're on and you want to write a comment or be with me. Let me know you're here, where you're from, and join me in this discussion about how do we handle holiday stress. And I wrote a blog post about that this week, and you can read about it on my site. It's how to hacking holiday stress, 5 tips to remain sane. And I really like that post because how do we stay sane amidst all of this craziness, right? So I'd like for you to all join me. I'm Dr. Diana Hoppy. I am a board certified OBGYN here in San Diego. This is my house. You can see I need to put the fireplace on, but I haven't had that much time because I just got home. So yes, life is crazy even for all of us, and me included. So holiday stress is something dear to my heart because the holidays can be very tough in many ways. Sometimes the families can be a little difficult, and getting together with family members can also be difficult because of past history, the roles that you played, the expectations that you're supposed to be the same. Everyone has their role. I am the youngest of 4 children, so I was expected to always just be compliant, just go with the flow. And after a while, you get kind of tired of doing that. And it's kind of hard to be really in that same position when you're now a grown person, a grown woman. So I wrote this blog post to really help us all stay sane during the holidays. And some of the things I wanted to really bring up was about what are the real triggers that can really get us kind of frustrated, aggravated, kind of unhappy during these, quote, joyous times, right? And relationships are number one. That is, the relationship with your partner could be, relationship with your friends. It can be very complicated with your family, like I mentioned. So relationships can really have a impact, excuse me, on how you see the holidays. Because if your relationship's not going well, you're going to be a little more tense, a little less joyful, a little less likely to really be in the moment and being mindful, right? And finances, that's another big one. We always think, we can afford all these things and buy all these great gifts, but we really don't want to go over our budget. We want to be able to stick within our budget, be reasonable with what our gifts are and such, and really make it so that when we come in January, we don't have a huge credit card bill that now we have to take care of because we kind of overdid it during the holidays. And physical demands. So not only do we have the normal daily demands upon us, which is to go to work, to take care of the family. Let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, you've got the kids, the soccer games, the meals, so many things that's on your list. And those that work full-time doing other things in addition to that, or full-time work and the kids may be grown, you still have that in addition to all these other things you're putting on your plate, like having parties, decorating, gift giving. So now's a really time for us to be mindful, to breathe. And I love the breathing exercise I share in my post. And it's basically a 60-second breathing exercise. That is, so you take a deep breath in for 5 seconds. You hold it. I can't hold it if I'm talking, but you hold it for 5 seconds. And then you breathe out. And you can breathe out even longer than that. And that really helps get the parasympathetic system, the nervous system, the calming system, part of your brain in effect. So that's going to take over your body. It's going to take that heart rate down. It's going to make that anxiety go down. Just simple breathing. And I do this in the car also when I'm driving and I'm at a stoplight. I do the breathing exercises because it really settles me down. I turn the radio off. I don't have distractions. I'm focused on driving. And if it's a red light, I can actually breathe for 5, 10, maybe more seconds, depending on the light. And it really just helps ground me to say, things are okay. We don't need to get too stressed out, and we'll get through it. Another one of my mottos that I like to share is that one day at a time. We don't have to do everything in one day, and that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So let's just be grateful for today, right? So take one day at a time. Don't anticipate too much in the future, because we only have control over so much in our life right now. So I know those were quite like philosophical points, but I think they're very meaningful and worthwhile for us to keep in mind as we're going through this holiday season. So those are the 3 things: relationship, finances, and physical demands. And that's also mental demands. It's not just the physical demands. So let's go into what are some of the tips that I talk about to really hack holiday stress. And the first tip that I give is be realistic. That is, admit that you're not Wonder Woman. Now, we might have our cape on and our little suit, and it shows that we're really strong. But to be honest, we can't do that all day long, 24/7. We need to be true to ourselves and also acknowledge when we've had enough and we can't do any more. So we have to acknowledge that we may not be perfect all the time, that maybe we have to delegate to people to do things for us. And think about what your body's telling you. So if you have stomach pains, if you're having anxiety attacks, that's your body telling you things are not in balance. We need to slow it down. We need to breathe. We need to take some things off that to-do list and really focus on your own health. So not being Wonder Woman or realizing that you are not Wonder Woman is really critical, because then you can delegate without guilt. You can be mindful of what your body needs. You can be respectful also of your sleep and your downtime. So all of these are very important for us to really survive and thrive during the holidays. The second tip that I give is speak your feelings. And this is, again, communication. So let's say you're having difficulty with your partner. You may want to just express, hey, I'm not feeling that great these days about our relationship. Let's talk about some things. Or can we go for a walk? Can we just do some things together just to kind of reconnect on some levels? And also be a listener. So maybe your partner might be having some issues, and listening and not necessarily fixing the problem, but having you or your partner express their feelings. That's really important. And just listen rather than try to fix. Sometimes we try to be helpful with suggestions when really the only thing we want is just someone to just sit and listen, and then kind of verify that it's okay to have those feelings and to feel somewhat perturbed, frustrated, irritated, all those wonderful words that I can use at the top of my head, right? So speaking your feeling is also really important. A third tip is don't break the bank. And this goes to the finances again. Most people, I know with my family, my niece and my nephews, we like time together. That's the important part. Gifts are very material. Now, they can be helpful. They can be great, thoughtful things in some ways. But to be honest, spending time together is really the most valuable gift you can give to your friends and your family. So spending time, let's say, maybe going for a walk, or going for a hike with them to a special place, or taking them to a certain garden, like a botanical garden that they've always wanted to go to. Those are the type of things that are really meaningful. And the things you can do there is take pictures. And that's another thing I like to do, is take pictures, and then you can give those as gifts to your friends, your family. And photos are wonderful because they can live forever. I make sometimes a montage, like a series of different pictures, or I get a nice frame to put it in. And those are really, in my opinion, the most impactful, or have the most impact, I should say, on how we give to people. I mentioned in this week's blog also that next week I'll talk about my favorite things for gift giving. So though it's going to be really crazy and amazing for you to listen to. And it has to do with being thoughtful, being authentic, being true to yourself, and realizing that it's not all about money, but really the time that you're spending with people and the connection that you're getting with them. Number 4 is maintaining healthy habits. And I'm going to write a few more blog posts about this in the upcoming weeks. One will be about cutting calories, 100 calories, from different meals, because if you can cut 100 calories, different meals, you're going to be able to lose some weight, or at least maintain your weight during the holidays. So it's really important that we be mindful of what we're putting into our body. That is what we're eating, what we're reading, what the news we're watching, what people we're surrounding ourselves with. So all our environment is important. So really be mindful about how you're spending your time and what people, because there can be also toxic people in the world that maybe it's not best for you to be spending time with. So that's really important also to keep that in mind, that not everyone is someone you have to give time to. You have the choice of who you want to spend time with. And lastly, the 5th tip is take time for yourself. And I think I mentioned this in the beginning, is really be mindful of what's happening in your body. Take time to go for that massage or go for a hike or a walk in nature. That's always really, really refreshing, replenishing. Having someone give you something like a massage is great because you're not actively doing something, you're passively receiving, which for us sometimes can be hard to do, but it's a really great treat. I love going for my pedicure and my manicure. That's another treat for myself, and that's how I take care of myself. Another thing I like to do is spend time with my little doggie, and my little doggie is Pico, and Pico's now 15 and a half. So he's getting a little older, and he's getting a little dementia, doggy dementia. And so every day I get to spend with him is like a new present. Tomorrow I'm gonna take him to the groomer because he needs to be groomed, and in order to be groomed, he needs to be sedated. So I'm gonna take him for that so that he can be all clean and fresh. And you know, I love just taking care of my pets, my animals, because they bring me so much joy. So if you can find the little things in life that bring you joy, like watching your little dog when you come home run around all over the house because he's so happy that you just made it home, that's the type of thing I really love and cherish. So every day I can spend with my little Pico is another day that is great on this planet. So I hope with all those tips, it gives you some ideas of how you might be better off this holiday season with taking care of yourself, watching your budget, mindful of your friends and family, what you're putting in your body and who you're surrounding you with, and then also just really being true to yourself of what is important to you. Because many times we get told by the media that it's really important to have these big gifts or spend a lot of money, when you really don't have to spend that much money. It's really about time. And with that, I'm going to conclude and also tell you that next time for the Facebook Live, I am going to be talking about my favorite things, the favorite gifts that I like to give to my friends and family that are really unique. They're fun, they're thoughtful, and as always, very amazing. So with that, please have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me on this Facebook Live. Share it with your friends and family, and also go to my amazingover40.com site. I write blogs every week. You can see how I've been traveling and really open up to what's available for you and your life at this time of your life. I had a patient today who said in her 40s, she feels like she's opening up now a whole new phase to the world. And I love that. So know that you're opening up a whole new phase. It's the holidays. We're going to do the best we can and be happy and also be realistic. So look at those 5 tips and please join me next time for the thoughtful gift giving. With that, I want to send everyone a wonderful good night. Enjoy your evening. And as always, stay amazing. Take care.